What's up guys, it's BT here, and this is the battle you've all been waiting for. All I've seen in the comments since making the Ducky One Mini, and Pro 2, and Vortex Pok3r reviews is, hey BT, do a 60% keyboard battle. Hey BT, do a 60% keyboard battle. Hey BT, do a... I can't... Well guys, your wish is my command. You say jump, and I say how high. Just kidding, but I am here to help you guys, and I'm not going to be one of those reviewers that just does a battle and dances around who is the winner. I'm going to be letting you guys know what keyboard is the best and why. I'll be breaking down these keyboards in a couple of different areas like build quality, design, keycap quality, macro abilities, ease of use, connectivity, and just overall experience using it during typing and gaming. Now, if you want full reviews and details of each of these keyboards, I'll link all of my reviews down below. If you haven't already, go enter that Pro 2 giveaway happening now, and also make sure you're subscribed because there may or may not be another giveaway in March. Just saying. All right. Anyways, guys, let's just start this thing off with the build quality and these keyboards and choose the one I think is the best. Now, the Ducky One Mini and the Pro 2 have plastic bases and also drive down the cost of each. The Ducky One Mini is coming in at $99, and they are in high demand because of, well, let's just be honest, Tfue. Now, the Pro 2 can be found for about $75 plus shipping, and the wait is about a month since they are coming from China. Unless you want to get it from Amazon, but then you're paying $25 more. I think it comes out to about $95 with Prime, so yeah, that's something to consider. To be honest, I didn't really expect much from the Pro 2 as far as build quality because of the horror stories I heard, but it's actually held up really well. I've never had any reason to question the build quality. The Ducky One Mini is the lightest, but it feels like the most solid. Meanwhile, the Vortex Pok3r has an aluminum base, which is definitely noticeably heavier after holding the other two. It really gives it that hefty quality feeling to it. I think most of us equate quality with that heaviness, but all three are made like amazingly well, and you don't have to worry about any of these breaking down because these are some of the top 60% keyboards on the market. Now, you do have to pay a significant price for this aluminum base at $140, which can be a major flaw for some people. Overall, for me though, the build quality feels best on the Ducky One Mini, especially for the price to performance. The plastic of the Ducky feels very light but sturdy, and is slightly better than the Pro 2 for around $15 more. And although having an aluminum base is nice on the Pok3r, it's not really necessary unless you want to have that feeling of a heavy keyboard. So let's move on to the design of the keyboards. Now, the Pok3r and the Pro 2 are roughly the same size with very small bezels. The keys of the Pro 2 sit in the actual frame of the keyboard, while the edges of the Pok3r are completely gone, giving it that raised look and allowing the RGB to shine through onto your desk. Doing this in turn leaves the white plate of the Pok3r exposed, which I'm not a fan of personally. I like that while the Ducky One Mini and the Pro 2 both have white plates, they are hidden by the frame. The Ducky frame is black up top and white on the bottom, while the other two are just all black. The Ducky One Mini also has keyboard kickstands, which allow you to put it at 3 different levels to give you more of a tailored experience, while the other two don't have any kickstands and are fixed. Now, although they are fixed, I feel like both have very nice slopes. Me personally, I like having the flexibility of the kickstands. For the design round, I have to give it to the Ducky though for its keyboard kickstand feet and its unique design with the black and white frame. If someone has a Ducky One Mini, you're gonna know it. Now, the keycaps on the Ducky One Mini and Pro 2 are both rocking double shot PBT, which I feel like is amazing and they'll last you a long time. The Pok3r is using ABS keycaps and they have somewhat of a grainy texture to them. I have to say though, guys, this can be a personal preference, but for me personally, I would go with the longer lasting keycaps. Now, I know this is a small thing, but I really like the font on the Ducky One Mini keys better than the Pro 2. Now, I don't know if this really matters to you guys or not. I know I'm a sucker for those extra colored keycaps and those exclusive keycaps that can just be found with the keyboard itself without having to buy them. It just gives your keyboard some personality and it gets you more excited to try more keycaps in the future. Now, this is where I think the Ducky One Mini and the Pro 2 excel. The Ducky One Mini comes with a few color keycaps for like the shift, delete, and escape keys, and the year of the dog spacebar, which is included, guys. I know I get a lot of questions about that in my comments. Now the M Pro 2 comes with a teal, yellow, green, and pink keycaps that I think personally looks sick. When somebody has those on, you know they have an M Pro 2. Now the Vortex Pok3r comes as is, no extra keycaps, not even a keycap puller. So for this round, I believe it's a tie between the M Pro 2 and the Ducky One 2 Mini. Now for connectivity, it's easy. It's the M Pro 2. It comes with USB-C and Bluetooth connectivity, whereas the Ducky One 2 Mini only has USB-C and the Pok3r has a micro USB, which is becoming a little bit dated at this point. The Bluetooth of the M Pro 2 is very nice because it allows you to have a very nice clean setup with no wires when combined with like a wireless mouse. It charges fast and lasts up to 8 hours. You can also use it while it's charging as well, which is awesome. Next, let's talk about the macros and the custom key assignments, because going from a full-size keyboard to a 60% keyboard can be a bit strange at first, but having the ability to create macros can give you some peace of mind. Now the M Pro 2 is an amazing gateway keyboard into 60% keyboards because of its ability to let you get your arrow keys back by not only holding down the function I, J, and K, and L like other keyboards, but instead they allow you to just quickly tap the shift, function 1, function 2, and control buttons on the right side. Yeah, my mind was blown when I first discovered this too. Now all have the ability to create macros and change the RGB on board, but the M Pro 2 comes with software where you can just customize RGB and macro settings. I think this is awesome because you can change your macros and RGB fast, but being able to visually see what you've already assigned is kind of priceless in my opinion. Check out my other videos on how to set up macros for each, but for now I will say for customizing RGB and macros, the M Pro 2 takes the cake, with the Ducky One 2 Mini and Pok3r being pretty much tied. RGB everything. Who does it the best? You can customize each to match your setup, that's not a problem, and they all do it in similar ways. The Pok3r RGB will give you more shine because of that open casing that we talked about earlier, whereas the M Pro 2 and Ducky One 2 block some of that light coming out of those sides. The Ducky One 2 Mini also has games on the keyboard, which is kind of cool and unique. But for overall RGB, the winner for me is the Pok3r RGB. It just has like different things like the Vortex RGB mode instead of the normal wave mode. I mean, come on, it looks absolutely sick. So the M Pro 2 uses different switches, namely Gatoron, which after my testing feels a little bit smoother than Cherry MX and accentuates higher on the key press. Now switches are a personal preference, but Gatorons have really grown on me lately. Also the stabilizers on the M Pro 2 are actually really good. Almost the best out of the three. I would say that Ducky just narrowly like edges it out very slightly, but what's surprising to me is that the M Pro 2 stabilizers are just way better than the Pok3r's, which is unacceptable for $140 for that keyboard in my opinion. Alright guys, so we've come to the end of the video and it's time to pick a winner, and I told you I wouldn't dance around the topic. Now I love all of these keyboards equally, but if I had to recommend or only have one of these keyboards, it would be the Ducky One 2 Mini. For $99, the light, build quality, and design are exceptional. It's got PBT double shot keycaps, USB-C, a great macro system, and the RGB looks dope. My second choice would be the M Pro 2. For the price, you can't beat it. But for me personally, I rarely use the Bluetooth and I find 8 hours too short for most of my needs. So for me, I usually was just keeping it plugged in most of the time. So, I mean, I have the feeling that most of you guys, if you're a hardcore gamer, you're going to have it plugged in because you don't want it to die while you're mid-game. Now, I do love the software and its ease of use, and I think if you guys are kind of wary about getting a 60% keyboard, that is the one to get because it has amazing software to program it, dope RGB, and the tapping for arrow keys is just amazing no matter how you look at it. For third place, I'm giving it to the Vortex Pok3r. It's an amazing keyboard, but I think the price tag kind of kills it for most people. It is the most available, so sometimes people are willing to pay that extra fee just to have a 60% keyboard. And to that I just say, do you, because why not? You know, if you want that keyboard, the Pok3r might be a great choice, but I think that $140 price tag kills it for most people. In that case, I would just pay the extra $40 and get the Mass Drop Alt instead. It's got the RGB, it's got the layers and macros, but for most people, you won't need that aluminum base, to be honest with you. Alright guys, so that is going to do it for this battle. If you have any more questions, let me know down below and I'll be sure to answer you. It has been your boy BT, Notification Squad. What is up? What it do? I will see you in the comments. It has been your boy BT, saying peace.